ways that you can make some decisions about how you can make sense of software. And I've talked about a number of software items over the last couple of days. And I think it's a good idea for us to return to just some common sense ways of you being able to make decisions about software. And I want to talk to you about specifically just a framework for you to be able to work through. And so with that, I've put together this in order to talk about both cloud funnels, in order to talk about Coach Zippy and all of those things that I think, eventually, if you think through this framework, I think it'll definitely help you to make a decision. Okay, so I'm going to try to pay attention where we are in YouTube. If you have questions, actually, I'll be in Facebook. I'll be able to see your comments tonight in Facebook, I believe. And if you comment there, I think I'll be able to see it. Okay, so I'm going to tune in. I'm just going to kind of make sure that I'm there in the group. I will try to answer your questions there tonight. And so with that, let's get started. So how do you make sense of software offers from PLR users, right? So you probably have PLR, whether it's video or some other kind, and you're trying to figure out, okay, do I really need this? Can I really use this? Is this really going to help me? And how am I going to make that decision? So that's how we want to kind of go through here. And so you want to start by thinking about how you're going to buy software from independent creators. What are you going to be thinking through? What's the decision-making process? And so first, you've got to really determine whether or not you got a need beforehand for the platform, right? And so you go into any software purchase kind of even thinking about before you ever touch it, before you even consider it, before you get onto a sales page, do you have a need for the platform? And again, that almost sounds like common sense, but I want to go deeper here and I want to give you a framework to think about. You have to have a need for it beforehand. And you've got to do that because you know your existing limits. And that's an important thing to state. Understanding the limits of your business right now. What is it right now in your business before you even consider a software purchase? What can you not do right now that is costing you some kind of opportunity that you could fix with software? That's a really simple question, but it's not one that we ask enough, especially when we are starting to think about what it is we're going to do. Again, let me go back through that question for you. What can you not do right now that's costing you some kind of opportunity that you could fix with software? And again, I want to let you know personally that when I make a recommendation to you about software, that is what I am trying to do. I am trying to think about you as a PLR buyer. Basically, are there limitations to things that you might be able to do that you could fix with some kind of software? So again, I don't recommend every software that comes out. Sometimes there will be a weekend like this weekend where there might be 2 programs that you might be able to use. However, once again, you have to be able to think through this opportunity before you even think about anything that I would recommend. And again, I think that goes for anyone. Is there an opportunity that is costing you that you cannot take advantage of in your business right now that you could fix just by getting software? And again, this is part of a theory that I have taught before, taught by Elihu Goldratt in the Theory of Constraints. It's in a book called The Goal. And if you haven't read it, it's a great book for you to be able to read as a marketer and as a business person. The Theory of the Constraints basically says that any technology that you buy should decrease some kind of deficiency you already have, right? So where are you deficient in your business to be able to take advantage of the opportunities that you want to take advantage of uniquely? And if you understand that, then that is how you need to approach buying software. Is there something that you can't do right now? You are deficient in your business and you can't do it because you don't have the right technology. Now you might say, I've already got everything I need. You may not be able to. You may not be able to get to it fast enough. You may not be able to turn things around fast enough. And so you might need some kind of automation that if you get that automation, you're going to be able to turn things around fast enough so you can produce things you can bring to the marketplace. And then you're going to be able to take advantage of opportunities when they come. And so you've got to be able to answer the question, do you have a deficiency right now in your business? And can you settle that deficiency with some kind of software? Otherwise, what you do by buying something is that you generate some kind of opportunity cost. In other words, you're going to spend time learning how to use the software. You're going to spend time implementing the software, and you are going to spend money purchasing something that isn't likely to improve something substantive in your business. So you've got to be able to think through the process. Again, nobody can do this part of the process for you. No one can think about whether or not you have something that you can't take advantage of because you're missing some kind of technological solution. And again, I want to state this from the other standpoint too. The question as to whether or not someone thinks it's a great piece of software is really beside the point. And again, I think that people are doing a good service to people when they say, hey, this is good. I think this is great. This is not good. That really is not always the issue. Often it is not. The question is, are you deficient in some area of your business right now? Are you missing an opportunity? Now, if the software itself presents an opportunity to you, I would dare say that you're probably not on a good path anyway. Right? If you're sort of out there sort of looking, and then the software presents a way of doing business and an opportunity with you, more than likely you're on your road to making a bad decision. Right? More than likely. Typically, you already know about things you want to be able to do, and you've already got a need for something, and you're then looking for the right solution, even if you don't find it until later on, apart from a launch. Now, here's the thing. You can still obey this rule, right, of understanding of technology decreasing a deficiency. You can still obey that rule, and you can still fail to use a software purchase properly. I'm going to talk you through just some things that I've kind of learned over the course. You've got to understand this idea of opportunity costs. And the opportunity cost is this. When I use the term opportunity cost, what I mean is that if you start doing something with this new piece of software, what are you missing out on that if you'd stayed on the path you were on? Right? The opportunity cost is the amount you could have made if you'd stayed on your present course. But instead, what you have to do is you got to stop. You got to learn how to use the software. What you've got to do is you got to pay for the software. What instead you've got to do is you got to stop and implement that software. And then you've got time and you've got money you've spent implementing something, and that's an opportunity cost. Now, the thing is that if what you're gaining turns out to be more than what you spent in terms of time, implementation, and purchase costs, then you're still doing a good thing by buying a piece of software. Right now, basically, I kind of look at this kind of like a relationship. You've got to date the software. You've got to get to know it and learn its limitations. You've got to choose it, even though you may have others around. You've got to marry the software. Getting software is like getting married. And you can't expect any one piece of software to meet all your needs in your business. And I'm going to say this, I could do a whole other training about this all by itself. You shouldn't ask any piece of software to do everything for you. When you get an all-in-one piece of software, more than likely, if you ever have to switch out of that software, you're going to then be in a fix, because you should not be relying on any one piece of software, because you're always going to have to change something. And so sometimes people hang on to software, they hang on to solutions because it's doing everything for them and they can't afford to leave it. You've got to try to think about this in terms of business, and you've got to hedge against a software or anything going lame. And every piece of software I've ever owned has gone lame. Everything that I've ever had has gone lame, and I'm always happier that I've never relied on any one piece of software solution to do everything. You've then got to commit to the software you have. In other words, you've got to decide to work with whatever limitations it has. Right? You don't learn what those limitations is till you commit to it and you start putting it into the things you've got to do. And you got to team up with the software. In other words, you've got to then start using it to accomplish specific goals in your business. So if you do those things, you're going to be using a software to the point where you're going to expand its limits. You're going to push its limits. You're going to use it the way that it's supposed to be used, and you're not going to be burning up your time looking at other software every time somebody launches something. Listen, most people give up too early on a software platform because somebody else says it's not a good one, or somebody else says something else came along, they thought it was better. Most people give up on something because they see something else that they think is better, And really, if they had just committed to that software, they started using it every day in their business, they started working past limitations, what you're going to find is that you're going to miss the opportunity cost. In other words, you're going to keep working on something because you understand the limitations, and you're going to end up generating more profit just because you're not spending time over and over again, retesting, re-implementing, rebuying software that you could have had just by sticking with what you had. Right? Part of the process of any of this is really understanding how to use software. Now, here's my own experience. I bought Optimized Press. I still use it, but it was hated by most people. It was hated by a lot of people when it was first released. S2 Member was free, right? As a membership platform. I had MemberSonic as a membership platform. I hadn't gave up ClickFunnels. I have had Wishlist Member for years. And the questions in any of this software wasn't what other people said. It wasn't really until I used it in my own case when I found out what was going to work and what was not going to work. Right? You can't find out whether or not something's going to work for you till you commit to it. And so it doesn't matter what anybody else says. It doesn't matter whether or not something is supposed to be great or something is supposed to have bells and whistles. Listen, you can get distracted with bells and whistles to the point where you don't use it in a case where you're trying to accomplish specific goals in your business. It doesn't matter whether or not a software or a membership platform has lots of stuff that I don't use and I'm not going to be able to use to accomplish my own goals. The only thing that matters is whether or not I can use something to accomplish specific goals. It doesn't matter whether or not it's easy to use for everybody else. It doesn't matter who the software reviewer is. None of that matters. What matters is, can I use it to accomplish specific goals? And you can't find out about that typically until you use it and you commit to it. Does every software that I've ever had, membership program, page builder, do they all have limitations? They do. Do I know those limitations? Yes, I do, because I work through them. Do I look for new tools? I do not. And the reason I do not is because I understand the limitations. And I'm not saying I'm the end all be all. What I am saying is there's a lot of going around that I do not do because I'm not looking for new tools. I'm going to test the limits of what I have. I believe I've been rewarded time-wise by not having opportunity costs associated with doing and redoing software. Every piece of software I have has limitations. Every piece of software doesn't do everything I want it to do. Everything I'm doing causes me to some degree to miss some opportunities. However, the opportunities that I gain by continuing to use what I have outweigh those that I miss. So the issue isn't whether or not I have all the features that other software has. The issue is, am I missing out on opportunities more than the time I'm spending, more than the implementation cost, more than the purchase cost? Now, let's talk about CloudFunnels for a second. Right? It's a page builder and a platform. Let's talk about what it can do for you. As a PLR user, it allows you to leverage the copy in your PLR sales pages. That's what it does best. It allows you to use a page system on your own domain. So you don't have to get a cloud-based page builder and then try to fix it for your domain. It allows you to use the payment system of your choice. You don't have to be married to a payment system. In other words, you can use this system and you can use whatever payment system that you want in order to make it work. It allows you to use the delivery system of you want. So you can deliver your product however you want to deliver it. Now, they do have a membership system, but you don't have to use it. It allows you to pay once one time and get updates over time, right? And then if you want to use the membership page, what I suggest that you not do, if you want to do that, you can. You can lock up your pages and you can send emails to your customer. Now, again, I suggest that you not use this as a membership system, even though it has the capability, if you want to learn it, if you want to use it, if you want to commit to it. Right now, it allows you to work on your pages without using HTML. This is what it does. And you can do the e-learning playbook model with some tweaking, right? It's not exactly, but you can use it for the e-learning playbook model if you're willing to build your pages as a membership. And again, I'm going to tell you, it takes a lot of work to do. So I would not use this platform in that way to do everything for you inside the e-learning playbook. That would be contrary to what I just told you, which is you can use this for what it is as a page builder and a platform, but not as your membership platform. That is not how I would use this. Let's talk about Coach Zippy, right? Which some of you all have available to you. It allows you to display what your video courses are. It allows you to create e-learning activities, quizzes, and community forums. It allows you to create large course curriculums. In other words, you can have multiple courses inside of here, and this is what it does best. It allows you to create schools of content. It allows you to host your videos on their platform, and it allows you to import and embed videos. It works for the e-learning playbook model if you are delivering courses into it. Again, I would not use it for the page builder. That is not what you would use this for. You would use it to deliver a multiple course system. And again, this is your learning center, is how I would use Coach Zippy. And again, now after the launch pricing is now $67 monthly. That is a downside to this if you were to try to go get it. However, it is a part of Ultimate Insider's program. So if you're an Ultimate Insider, you should be contacting us in support so we can set you up on the platform and you can begin to use it as your multiple course system in order to deliver your learning library. And again, you can do that at Ultimate Insider, plrshow.com/insiders. Now let's talk about how you would combine these platforms, right? How would you combine the platforms? Now, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to import your PLR pages into CloudFunnels, because basically what you want to have, you want to set up your business model. If you're going to do the Learning Center, all roads lead to continuity. And so you are going to use the product to attract people into your marketing funnel. You want to get paid customers to buy your front-end offer. Once they buy your front-end offer, you then want to show them the offer for the Learning Center, which is your continuity product. So to do that, you set your front-end offer as any basic course. In fact, you should have multiple front-end offers as basic courses. They should be all around the internet. You should be driving traffic to those front-end courses. You should be driving traffic to those basic courses. You want to have your thank you page link. This is where you can use Academy Pro, which I talked about. You can deliver that single course in Academy Pro. You can then have other offers inside of Academy Pro for people to buy. One of those can be an offer for your Learning Center, right? You can also have that upsell offer, which is your Learning Center, on a CloudFunnels page. It should also be there. What you're going to do is you're going to need to write copy for that, because there's no PLR copy for your Learning Center. Now, again, I guess I could have written that for you as part of e-learning playbook, but you're going to have to write your copy for your niche, for your Learning Center. And then that is going to become your upsell offer with multiple courses set at one price. So basically, remember, in e-learning playbook, what we're saying is people are buying the Netflix model. Right? They're coming to you to pay Netflix price for all of your video courses in one place. And that is where you are going to set it up inside of Coach Zippy. And you're going to deliver that as a free offering kind of inside of Coach Zippy. Now, again, I should not have had all this text to show up at the same time. But basically, that is the business model. And that's how you're going to set this up inside of the two platforms. Now, Academy Pro is naturally, it's a course delivery system, and that is how you're going to basically use Academy Pro. You're going to use it to deliver those single courses, right? That is basically what you want to do in order to bring all of this together. So I've tried to keep this short and sweet. I wanted to keep this under 30 minutes and kind of break down the decision-making process that you want to use in terms of, do I really need this or do I not? Do any of these software packages help you to decrease some kind of deficiency you have in your business? And the only way you're going to be able to determine that is you've got to put it to use. You've got to set up these funnels. And you set up these funnels and start driving traffic to your front-end offers. Now, if you can't get people to buy the front-end offer, then that's the problem that you start working on. But you set up the funnel with your Coach Zippy as your Learning Center. You set up the funnel with your pages and CloudFunnels. You set it up so that you continually drive traffic to all of your offers around the internet, right? And so what you're doing is your goal then becomes continuity. You are trying to get people into that Learning Center to pay you monthly. And you do that through a series of paid offers. You do that through a series of free offers. You do that through your training. You do that through everything that you're doing. You're driving people to that point so that they become continuity buyers for you, right? Okay, so just so that you'll know, Academy Pro, you can get that at a MIT, right? If that's something that you're interested in. If you don't have a page builder, Cloud Funnels, you can get that at Cyril G, D-I-R, or you can see our bonuses at Cyril G, right? plrshow.com/Cyril G. We do have a set of bonuses there where I do a video of the PLR process. We're giving you a full set of promotional graphics, a full set of HTML sales pages, a video course, and then another video course when you pick up the back end also. All right, so I'm looking here inside of Facebook. Are there any questions? Any questions? Okay, so Preston's question is, can you bundle courses? I don't think you can bundle courses in Academy Pro, Preston. I have not seen the ability to do that. All right, we can take a look at that now. Let's see. Because the platform itself, let's take a look at it here. The platform is not for bundling. So let me see if I can kind of share my screen here. I'm going to switch the screen share here. Let me see if I can shift my screen share here in. Okay, so here we are inside of Academy Pro. And when you create a course, what you're basically doing inside of Academy Pro is, I'll show you this course, for example. You're adding in course contents. Now, what you'd have to do to add, to bundle courses is you'd have to, let's go to course contents. What you'd have to do is you'd have to add them as lessons one by one. Now, so I guess theoretically it's possible if you are willing to put all of your lessons in this one place as all of your courses. So yeah, so I guess theoretically it would be possible. Yep, it is possible. Right. So in effect, I guess that's something that you could do. As I said, it would take some tweaking. It would be some work, but it's doable. Right. And I would actually probably have somebody, I would probably outsource that to somebody, but it is doable, Preston. Right. Good question. Okay. So I'm following your questions here in Facebook. So any other questions? Any other questions? I think I'm following you here, the comments here. I'm going to try to check over in YouTube and see if there's some questions over there. If I can do that. Okay, I don't see any questions on YouTube right now. So any other questions on Facebook? Okay, yeah, so in order to do Coach Zippy, Preston, what you would do is you would deliver, you would deliver Coach Zippy as a free course on the download page and have your buyer sign up for it. Right, so let me kind of go in here. I think I'll just cover that separately. So, and actually, I actually did that yesterday, Preston. I think I did that yesterday. I don't know if I went through the whole process, but I think I did that in the video yesterday. Come to think of it. So yeah, so let me check to see. I may have that video, and I may be able to pass that on to you. Okay. Any other questions? Any other questions? Okay, everybody. Well, this has been under 30 minutes, so I'm happy that we have been able to do this with you. Hopefully, this has been helpful for you. And have a great night and a pleasant tomorrow. Take care.